Hello guys, welcome to our episode of Têkkel Talk Show, where we encourage a culture of recognition. With me, my co-presenter, Hanri. It's always nice to see you again, man.
How's that, Andy? Yes, great to be here. We've got another great guest on our show today. A successful businesswoman, successful at life, being a mom at it as well. So yeah, let's welcome Hanri van Wyk.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit more about Hanri van Wyk.
Born and bred in Namibia. I went to school there, grew up there. After school, came to Stellenbosch University, studied investments and finance, got married, had kids, started businesses, and the rest is history. In a nutshell.
Ongoing history, Hanri. So, Hanri, I mean, you run very successful businesses. Can you tell us a bit more about your ventures?
Yes, Alberic. Okay, I'm in the hospitality industry, events mostly. So I've got an events company that we do planning from A to Z for all your events. Then I've got a hiring company, which we source all products to the hospitality industry. And then I'm in partnership with someone under HR, PR and marketing company. And and then we've got a catering company that runs to everything in the hospitality industry pertaining to events, etc. That's where I'm at.
So, Hanri, you mentioned moving to South Africa. How smooth a transition was that for you?
Let's say in the beginning it was a bit bumpy because obviously coming from Windhoek and being used to that sort of a culture, coming to a big city like Cape Town, that's why I kind of felt that Stellenbosch was where my roots were going to be planted when I came here, because I needed. I'm not all about the hustle and bustle of city life, so I enjoyed the winelands a lot more. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. And getting into it, you know that Stellenbosch is second home for most Namibians, so it was really not that bad to adjust to the lifestyle. Yeah.
Hanri, what stigmas did you have to battle as a woman starting a business in South Africa?
Yeah, guys, as you know, there's a certain perception that people have towards what a certain entrepreneur should look like. And I've had a few instances at my business where someone walked in and asked my receptionist, it was obviously a male. He walked in, he asked my receptionist if he could please speak to the owner, and she guided him to the back where I was busy. And he came and stood in front of me for probably like 5 minutes, and he kept on repeating that he would like to speak to the owner. And I kept on telling him I am the owner, and he tried to convince me otherwise. After the fifth time, I'm like, okay, but I mean, what are you really looking for? Because I'm telling you that I'm the owner, and you're clearly not believing me. And he just blatantly told me that he was looking for a man. He was, in his mind, he's thinking that this business should be run by a man. So yeah, that's just one example. And there's numerous where, and I just feel I'm all for empowerment, but I also feel that there's women have to do so much more, and you need to learn to speak the language. So for me, it's like I'm pro women empowerment, but I'm also for know your business. Know if you in a conversation, do not let the male not acknowledge you because you're not knowledgeable enough.
You spoke about the hustle and the bustle, and you've mentioned quite a few businesses, successful businesses, which you're obviously involved in, and some of them you're steering up yourself. Take us through a normal day in the life of Hanri van Wyk.
Oh, that's quite a rough one. Knowing that I've got two kids in the morning, trying to get the kids out of the house in time. And then after they left, I need an hour to myself. My husband knows that. That's my quiet time. That's my time to think, to just be sane for the day and to just gather all my thoughts. So an hour before I go to work, I need a timeout. I take my time out in the morning so that I can build up my strength for the day. go to the office. I am rarely at the office, so I'm always on the road, always somewhere, busy doing something. So I have a quite full day between meetings, between seeing clients, etc., and then I try and pick up my kids myself at about 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't want to compromise on being a mother. Just because I love running businesses. So that's one thing that I told myself, that I won't compromise on time with my kids. So I could pick them up earlier from school, and then I at least get a couple of hours in with them before the day ends. And then I need to be a mother, I need to be a chef, I need to be a housewife. So then you can understand how hectic it gets after that.
On top of that, Hanri, COVID-19 happens. How did that affect your business, or businesses at least?
Well, to put it in a nutshell, in the beginning, I told my husband, everyone contributed 30% to the Solidarity Fund. Put it this way, I contributed 100% to it. So because the hospitality and tourism industry shut down first, when the first announcement was made that Sunday night, before we even went into lockdown, my phone started ringing off the hook. We had cancellations left, right, and center. That would have been my busiest week out of the year. I had 2 events in Joburg. I had to fly back for 2 events in Cape Town. It would have been an insane week. The Monday morning, I was due to fly out to Joburg. Sunday night, my entire week just got cancelled. And apart from that, we are 5 months in, and I still haven't opened up most of the businesses. The catering side is still running for smaller stuff, and we still do. We're keeping afloat there, but in terms of events, I have no idea when we'll be able to do events again. And also, the people are reluctant to go and do events like we used to. So, to put it this way, that it has had a severe impact on my business, on the way we do things. I had to really go and think out of the box to try and save it, because you can think that building up something from scratch for more than 10, 12 years was it's not something that you want to let go so easy of. But you also need to be wise when you in decisions that you make now, because it's ultimately about survival. And in that first couple of weeks, I had so many phone calls from people that's been in the industry for more than 30, 40 years that asked me, listen, don't you want to buy over our business? Don't you want to help us out? We won't be able to sustain. And that was just when we thought we were going to be closed for 2 months. So this is 5 months ongoing. And it's a bleeding industry, to put it that way.
Challenging and uncertain times. And we really wish you luck, and you still sound energetic to keep the businesses going during these challenging times. Speaking about challenging times, your business also gives back a lot. You're involved in fundraising. You're also involved in some capacity building for smaller businesses. Share your thoughts with us on that.
Okay, so in my personal capacity, I'm involved with the Cornel Hendricks Foundation, which you guys are all aware of. Under the foundation, we do anything from feeding schemes to rugby and sports clinics at schools in the Boland area. And during the lockdown, we went into full mode, feeding schemes in Wellington, and we tried to feed at least between 300 and 500 people every day. So we had to turn all our capacity into what the need was at that stage. And during I like to encourage people. I like to help people to build businesses. So for me, that's a big passion. So I am involved in mentoring and helping a lot of startups in that capacity. So for me, it's all about empowering and just getting out of your comfort zone and building a legacy for yourself, for your kids, and not just to work for someone for the rest of your life. So for me, that's quite important. And also giving back because we were ultimately blessed. For me, giving back is also quite important.
while it's just wonderful work you are doing in the communities, and obviously you won't be able to do this on your own. You want to partner with people. How can people get in touch with you or just get access to the information that you shared with us now?
So under the Cornel Hendricks Foundation website, you'll be able to go in and see how there's different ways that either private or corporate individual can get involved in. Obviously, it's a registered MPO, so you'll get a tax benefit out of it. But yeah, so everything is outlined. You can contribute to a specific cause. It's not just necessarily the feeding scheme or the rugby clinics or whatever. So you can see what the program looks like for the year and contribute wherever you want. And it's not just about monetary. It's some corporate sponsors have taken our hands with actual products, some for volunteers with their time. So it's not just always about giving money and walking away. Sometimes we appreciate putting a hand in more than anything else.
So Andre, obviously, being a successful businesswoman, what's the most important lesson that you've learned over the years of running businesses and being successful at it?
That's a loaded question, but yes, I feel do not be afraid of failure. I think that's my motto. For me, it's if you ask someone, why don't you do this or why don't you start a business? Most people's answer would be because I'm scared I'm going to fail it. So once you surpass that challenge of what's the worst that's going to happen, you're going to fail. Okay, you only learn out of your failures. So for me, the most important thing is don't be afraid of failure, because sometimes we work towards failure instead of embracing the fact that it's a possibility and going all guns blazing. So for me, the biggest lesson that I've learned is don't be afraid of failure, and don't stop until you have achieved your goals. So that's just how I feel and how I run businesses. And just on another note, for me, it's I've always started my businesses in the hard times. Some people would most of the time tell me that I'm crazy, but I've learned that if you start your business when everyone's climbing up or when everyone's too scared to start, you are starting at the rock bottom. It's never going to get worse than that. So if you can survive through that stages of your building your business, you can survive through COVID-19.
Challenging and uncertain times it is. And South Africa really needs more entrepreneurs. We need more people to run their own business and to not play it safe. If you have a message to the youngsters out there, one message of encouragement to start your own business, what would it be?
Sure. For me, it's get something, at least go and study something, get a basis to work from, whether it is a diploma, whether it is a short course, just get something, equip yourself enough, and then learn as you go along. So one of my businesses, I literally started with zero capital. I think I started with 1,000 Rand just to register the company at that stage. And in February, we celebrated our 10-year anniversary. So for me, it's literally a fact of do not let money deter you from starting something, because I am pretty sure there is a lot of other things that you can do just to get going. So don't let whatever people tell you deter you from starting something, and don't let your past determine how you're going to end up. So decide what you want to be and consciously make a decision to go at it and work hard. I mean, you're going to work a lot harder in building a business than you're going to work in a corporate job. There will be no time limit that you will be putting into building something. So yeah, it's all about not giving up, but at least having a dream in mind that's worth fighting for. That you're going to wake up each morning to say, no, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to keep on working at. So yeah, for me, it's about don't let money deter you from starting something, because you can always work on something. And along the way, I'm pretty sure if you have enough faith and enough determination to make it work, it'll work.
Wow, Hanri, what inspiration you are to not only to other businessmen and women out there, but you are inspiration to a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs that want to start a business, and hopefully they've got the message loud and clear as to the challenges that they face, but also how to succeed at it. Heini, we couldn't ask for a better guest today.
You know, right up our slogan that says we want to encourage a culture of recognition. So today we say thank you. We say thank you to Hanri van Wyk for her commitment, the diligence, and also for that inspiring messages to young aspiring entrepreneurs, for the good work you do in communities, whether it's through the feeding schemes or your various fundraising initiatives, or even through your capacity building where you grow small businesses. Thanks so much for the work you do. Go well. Good luck with the businesses forward. And just know that you make a huge difference and you are a change maker in society. So thanks so much for the contribution.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
So guys, there we have at the end of another show with Hanri van Wyk, the businesswoman, the wife, the mom. What an inspiration to all of us. Please comment on the show. Check out our Têkkel Talk Show on various social media platforms at Têkkel Chat on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Barik, was nice having you. Thanks so much.